Good morning. This is Frank with the Morning Quick Shot, brought to you by Trade Stalkers and Ninja Pro Traders. It is Friday, March 31st. It's about 5:45 Central Standard Time. Next 3 to 5 minutes, going to give you targets to the upside, targets to the downside, possible areas of congestion, and then we're going to take a look at the market profile. Make sure we're keeping track of the big picture. So you can see last night we had an open right here at 2365.50. And just tick above that, it's 65.75 was our overnight high. So, we can see yesterday's high was right around the 66.75. So we tried to push right back up to there, and then we immediately failed right down into yesterday's open at the 57.25 area, which was the basically the overnight low. It says 56.75, and we just kind of moved up a little bit to the zone, staying below the 24-hour VWAP, just following it down. So right now we're just in this area of consolidation, just between the 24-hour VWAP, overnight low, just below this zone. So we're looking just to continue that until some kind of news this morning, probably around 7:30. So let's take a look at the downside since we're already moving that direction. If we continue to come back down here and test this low again, uh, and break it. Okay, we need to break it and head down into this zone. We're probably going to come all the way down to yesterday's open again, right here, and then look for a reversal for it to go into a long scenario, which we'll talk about in a minute. But basically, to get started, it's going to go right up into this open right here, come back and pull back to this zone, and then try to drive right up into this area of congestion. And it might end up consolidating a little bit more here, but it's going to break out above the 24 VWAP, go into um, the top of this zone and then break out up towards our open. Okay, that's what we're looking for. But however, to continue with the downside, if we're looking here, once it breaks below this 53 area, okay, after about 52.25, because it can actually bleed down into here, and move into that long scenario we're just talking about. However, once it breaks that and moves on down, we're looking for it to move down to this 49 to 47, 48 area right in here, and then bounce back up, probably all the way back up, retest this low here at 53.25, and then move right back down and come right back through this zone. Could stop here and pause, but more than likely just drive right through down to about the 46, come back up and test it somewhere in this zone, and then drive straight down to the next zone at 40. Okay, we could be heading back down if we're not careful. We're right in the middle of that big zone on market profile, which I'll talk about in a minute. But anyway, after this, look forward to possibly continue down into the 32 areas and 28 areas. So be careful with that. Now that up scenario. On this first try at the first break here, at this pre-market support, look for it to break straight up, hit this 57 area, pause a little bit, maybe pull back to the top of the zone, again, back up into here, and consolidate a little bit, and then we've got to break above this 24-hour VWAP and the top of this zone. Once it does that, look for a little test to come back just a little bit, and then right up into our open and overnight highs at this 56, 65, 75 area. Look for a little bit of consolidation as it pulls back, probably around a 63 area. You can tell by structure looking left. That's about where we'll stop in that area. Then right up into this zone, yesterday, bottom of the zone, yesterday's high, right here at 67. At 67, look for it to come back just a little bit to retest this 65, 75, 50 area. Then drive straight up into the 70 area. 70 back down to the 68, and then we've got to clear this 70 area. We've been talking about this all week. Okay, we've got to clear it, move up into the 72, 74, come back, retest it. If we can hold the 70 area on the retest, it'll drive straight back up through. Now, once we break this 74 area, we might have a little pause up here, but it's wide open all the way up to this 82, then all the way up to 88. So be cautious of that and be ready for it. Take advantage of the big move. So let's take a look at market profile. There we go. So you can see on the continuous contract, we went into this zone. What I've been talking about was going to be tough to get through. We never broke above that 70. We stepped into the middle of that zone. 66.50 was the high. Pulled right back down. Currently, we're below that zone again. We've got to hold this line and take this up. Next targets after breaking the 70 is the 82, 91 area, and then of course we have the 2400 area. However, here we go again. If we fail this zone one more time, we're going to be looking to come down and retest this 42, down to this 34 area, and then possibly all the way down to this 50% retrace of 23 down to 2293. Okay, all the way down here. So we've got to be real cautious that keep these big numbers in your sights. If you have any questions, contact Frank at tradestalkers.com and have a great day.